Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Crypto talk with Thomas G.
Yeah, dog.
Bringing heat, mining sprees, and we're farming all around, including E.
Yeah, dog.
Bringing heat, mining sprees, and we're farming all around, including got me on Nevex and bought me some Joe. Farming go crazy, you know how it goes. Zoopy on Phantom, I got a few notes. Sticking my Rex, you know I'm gon' hold. Getting these calls from the dog pound. Buy my dot for the next round. Now I'm coming up off the compound. Got my drip off the rebound. Getting these calls from the dog pound. Buy my dot for the next round. Now I'm coming up off the compound. Got my drip off the rebound. Crypto talk with Thomas G.
Yeah, dog.
Bringing heat, mining sprees, and we're farming all around, including E.
Yeah, dog.
Bringing heat, mining sprees, and we're farming all around, including E.
Yeah, dog.
Bringing heat, mining sprees, and we're farming all around, including E.
All right. Welcome. We're live. This is Crypto Talk number 3. This is a series I'm doing where I'm bringing, developers or builders from projects out there, and we put them on the chopping block. Now we interview and we talk about projects that I'm involved with, I'm excited about. So we do got a special guest today from Element 280. Before I get going, don't forget, if you're on YouTube, smash the like button, post notifications, subscribe, do everything you can to get the YouTube algorithm going. This is dual streaming on X as well. So everybody on Twitter, aka X, go ahead and smash the like button there, retweet it, get everybody in the Titanx ecosystem with all your hashtags aware that we're going live here, and show some love. And always remember, guys, I'm not a financial advisor, for damn sure not a professional. This is cryptocurrency. You could get wrecked. So don't ever allow an influencer on any social media platform out there to influence you when it comes to cryptocurrency, because you could lose it all. So now that we got that disclaimer out the way, before we get into the interview, all my people out there that are already in Bad Bunny, remember, I'm a new ambassador of that program. It's no risk to you. It's absolutely free. We'll jump into the commercial ad and we'll get the special guest on in just a moment. Yeah, dog. It's Thomas here from R2R. Welcome to the Bad Bunny Tap to Earn free game, where you can earn your free airdrop by simply tapping your screen. All you got to do is follow the instructions in the description of this video. Step number 1, no laptop computers, no desktops, anything like that. You're going to need a smartphone. Step number 2, if you don't have Telegram, download one and log into your Telegram account, or simply log in if you have one already. Step 3, click the link below in the description, and it's going to take you straight to Bad Bunny, where you can tap to earn your free Bad Bunny meme token airdrop. Let's go. Who is that guy? That doesn't sound like me. I don't know him. All right, so we're ready to go. We're going to go ahead and get the dude here from backstage. Let's bring him on. Special guest for Crypto Talk number 3. What's going on, dude? How's it going? Thanks for being here, brother. What's going on with you?
Oh man, just the usual. Just loving Titanx, loving all these build on Titanx projects. I'm myself just getting amped about this E280 launch coming very soon.
I could tell the look on your face. You got that smile, like you can't wait to talk about it.
Yes.
I've been hearing about it. I talked to you backstage for a minute. That I woke up. I was like, "Oh, we're going to do the interview today," and I went into the docs here, which you call this the white paper. Do you have a special name for it that we're looking at here? Or is it just the docs form?
White paper, yeah.
White paper. So I was like, I got to learn this, and I'm so used to everything in Titanx being super complex. So I'm like, okay, I got to go through these tokenomics. I got to figure out this and that. And I feel like in crypto, there's always those hurdles to onboard new users, right? Because the difficulty, if you haven't been in the Titanx ecosystem and don't know much of what's going on, it's really hard to grasp. When I reviewed this, I go, okay, so this is the one-stop shop. Potentially, I feel like is going to be a good onboarding tool for new users to be like, okay, I see what's going on in the ecosystem. I don't know what to choose, but here lies like an opportunity for somebody to simplify things and to basically you built on all of Titanx is what you said. And it looks like it gives them the opportunity to benefit from everything that's already been built. So let's jump into it, man. We're looking at the Element 280 overview, kind of just give the intro on it. and tell me what you got going on here. What's the concept?
Yeah, it's the Titanx easy button. That's what we're coining this, and it's aiming to be that one-stop shop for Titanx community. Like there's so many great projects coming out, and they're all awesome in their own way. But as a new user, you show up and you see 20 projects, 20 different tokens, all on Titanx. It's very overwhelming for somebody new to come in. So that's kind of the solution that we're looking to provide here for people is just hold the Element 280 token, and it's like having a piece of the entire ecosystem. And then one step further, you can hold the NFT, and that NFT will reward you in Element 280 tokens.
So just to get this straight, I'm looking at the whole Element 280 graph here on the first page of the docs, and you got everything from baby. What does it look like? Baby Dragon X. You got baby Titanx Legends. Everything all the way to projects that haven't come out just yet. I think I see Ouroboros will be here, so they'll get a piece of everything. So is it like a fractional ownership of within an NFT, or what's going on here? Everything's bonded to it.
So it's really just capturing the value of these underlying tokens. The NFT, it's backed by Element 280 tokens. Where the value of the E280 comes from is being paired with all of these other tokens. So at launch, we're going to have roughly 14 LPs all launching simultaneously. And so just like you've seen with the bonded liquidity with Titanx and Ethereum, if Ethereum goes up in value, so does Titanx. It rides that. And so this is that same concept with just leverage on leverage. If any of the ecosystem tokens go up in value, if Helios goes up, if Dragon X goes up, Hyper, any of these tokens, if they go up in value, that LP that the E280 is paired with, that'll go up in value as well. So it's not necessarily like you're actually holding these individual tokens. It's just capturing that price action as they go up and down in the charts.
Okay, so somebody coming in as a new user, even to crypto, if they've been involved in stocks, because I've bought the stocks, and what I've bought is like, for example, the S&P 500. I invested in the S&P 500, like the ETF, where if you buy it, you collectively have an ownership of everything as a collective that's within that index, right? So kind of like that is a way to describe it. A one-stop shop for Titanx, but you basically invested in like the S&P 500 version of the Titanx ecosystem. Does that make sense? Or
yeah, I personally want to refrain from using those types of terms just because SEC, like US laws, like I'm trying to I don't want to be a part of any of that, but but yes, it is similar to that. Absolutely.
yeah, I'm feeling like the ultimate leverage, since every single one of these pools, Element 280 will be pulled, even with Dragon X, which we know Dragon X is like, what is the ratio on Dragon X? If I take a look really quick, it just completely skyrocketed to 22.9, 1 to 2.99 ratio with Titanx. That's freaking crazy. So it's interesting to think about what that could do with the price of just even Element 280.
And it doesn't stop there. Like there's Baby Dragon X that's on top of it. There's Hydra that's on top of it. And E280 is going to have LPs on top of those tokens as well. So you think about like Titanx layer 1, Dragon X layer 2, Baby Dragon X is a layer 3, E280 would be a layer 4 on top of that. So we've seen with Baby Dragon X what these leverage plays can look like. Baby Dragon X is just shot to the moon, just with Titanx and Dragon X pumping on its own, and that's exactly what I envision E280 doing. This price action that we're seeing every bit of price action on all of these ecosystem tokens, E280 is going to capture.
Okay. Okay. And then now I'm looking at the minting phase. So mint phase equals 28 days. Cost is one Titanx, equivalent to USD value in ETH equals one element. So is there a minting phase? Like there's only an opportunity for 28 days to mint this and then it's done?
Exactly. And then after that mint phase, it's capped supply from there. And then it starts the deflationary phase after that.
Okay, so the actual element 280 goes deflationary. NFTs will no longer be mintable. So does that mean there's going to be just kind of some kind of OTC or marketplace for those later down the road, or how does that
Absolutely.
work?
Yeah. There's no royalties on these NFTs, so you can really send them to whatever marketplace you want. We'll be featured on the Titan Legends marketplace. They're trying to be, like that go-to NFT market for Titanx ecosystem. So we'll definitely be listed on there. You can go there to do all your buying and selling. But yeah, the NFTs will be deflationary as well. Real quick on the mint cost, the entire 28 days. It's 1-to-1. One Titanx equals one element. If you don't have Titanx, it can accept ETH as well, and it just does the conversion in the background. So like if you throw in 0.1 ETH, it's going to convert that 0.1 ETH into Titanx, and then say you get 1 billion Titanx, and then it'll mint one for one that 1 billion Titanx into 1 billion element tokens.
Okay, and each NFT does it have like a max amount of element X that represents that NFT, or is it capped? Like let's say I have a million.
Yeah. I would say we can go to that on the next page just to like finish discuss, because this project is a token and an NFT, but the NFTs are backed by the token. That's kind of why I like to go over the token first, and just to kind of go over the token back on the previous page. There's a buy sell tax on these tokens.
Okay.
And primarily that tax is going to NFT holders. So as an NFT holder, you're earning these element 280 tokens. And then also another portion of this tax is going to burning the element token as well. So that's the buy and sell taxes are what it's the beginning of the deflationary aspect. We've got a buy and burn as well that we'll go into in a minute, but yeah, and during the mint phase, there will be an increased tax on the buy and sell. So normally through the life of the project, it's going to be a 4% buy sell tax. But during this mint phase, there's going to be extreme. I'm thinking there will be lots of volatility going on during the mint phase, because you've got people minting, the buy and burns running, people will be selling and minting and compounding. All those people can do that, but they're going to pay an increased tax rate that all go to these NFT holders.
Okay. And let's say this, for example, let's say you guys were to launch tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
If a new build on Titanx protocol comes, you just implement that into your NFT system so that they can have ownership of that as well, or is it just whatever's out there in existence is going to be part of this?
Our solution to that is we will have, just like Titanx has a V1 buy and burn and a V2 buy and burn. We'll do that same. So at launch, we'll have our V1 buy and burn that is set with the current tokens that are out there now. And then later down the road, we can launch a V2 buy and burn that includes future projects.
Okay. So. And it does ultimately what 0.4 Helios treasury. So we're not forgetting about Helios, which is good. I know some people would probably be like, "Oh no, he's moving on from Helios," but no, it actually helps Helios. I'm a Helios investor for I don't know how long the stakes are. I forget. I think like 3,000 plus days, but I'm a long.
No, 830.
That's Titanx. Wow.
Yeah. That was one thing that a lot of people were complaining about as far as the stakers. They were saying, "Man, these stake periods are way too long." I don't want to be locked into these projects. So we decided to really shorten that max stake amount to benefit people in that way, be a little more liquid. So
And I was telling you earlier, I was excited about this because I listened to Jake on a stream where I originally thought when he said Element 280 sick, like he really liked it, that he was endorsing one of his own projects that he was going to launch. And then I realized it was you, because last time we had the DX space, you said you were working on something big, but you didn't say the name. And then when I found out, I was like, oh wow, he endorsed it and had something really good to say about Element 280. He actually really likes it, and glad you're getting that love and support from him, because that's always a big boost for sure.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's been pretty vocal in a lot of these streams lately. I'm super bullish on this project. I see there's lots of people are very excited about this. I'm really excited to see what this is going to do at launch. Yeah.
I would imagine a lot of people, just like every big build on Titanx platform that comes out, like I think since you did get the Jake Sharp endorsement, people are going to, trust it, and anything that he says is bullish and he's excited about, they're going to jump on. So, and for me, as somebody who wants to get in on this, because there's so much going on in the ecosystem, I had to stop myself and be like, okay, like I don't want to just keep joining every single thing in Titanx. So if I could have the one-stop shop here, that opportunity, I'm definitely going to take it. And then I can just relax and realize like this is where I go when new opportunity arises. How does this look though? Because I know people want to position themselves. So I see different mint cost, burn cost. Kind of tell me the structure, because it looks like you go from a common to a legendary NFT, and legendary is probably something that I'd be interested in if it's beneficial, which I'm assuming it is based off the reward multiplier I'm seeing.
Well, yeah. So just like the tokens, everything is mintable 1-for-1. So one Titanx equals one E280. This is the same setup here. So like just starting at the bottom, a common is 100 million Titanx. It's backed by 100 million element tokens. So you're still getting that 1-for-1 cost basis. No matter, and all three of these tiers, they're the exact same ratio, 1-for-1. The reason we have these is just so that like if you're a whale and you want to throw in 20 billion Titanx, we didn't want you to have to mint 200 commons. Like you can just come in and mint a couple of legendaries or 10 rares or whatever, just for ease of use. But there's really no whale bonus, I should say, if you're minting a higher rarity. Now with the amped options, that's where it a little bit of game mechanics come in. If you choose to amp your NFT, you're paying an additional 10% in cost. So like on the legendary, it's normally 10 billion. If you pay the extra 10%, 1 billion in Titanx, you're getting a additional 20% on your reward multiplier. So you're going from 100x to 120x. So this is something like if you are long-term minded and you're holding these NFTs for the rewards, this might appeal to you because you're getting a higher rate on your rewards. But the downside is your backing stays the same. So that extra 1 billion Titanx you're putting in, you're not getting that extra backing on your NFT. So it's like a kind of a give and take thing. So there's arguments for and against doing an amped. Like me personally, I'm definitely going to mint an NFT to hold long term, and I'm definitely going to amp it for that additional reward rate. But if you're looking at minting an NFT and holding it for a month or two, and then you're going to just burn it and collect the backing of those tokens, then maybe amping is not for you. Like it just depends if you're a short or a long-term player on this. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I look at it from everything like cost. So like right now, if you are looking to spend the 10 billion Titanx, you're roughly like $6,500. An extra, $1,000 or so to burn Titanx. So you know what would the cost be? Just collectively like $7,100 plus and some change. But if you're collecting fees, which we'll get into that because of the reward pool, and we're going hyper deflationary on what Titanx and DragonX, and it's tied to that, then the rewards should go up as well. So ROI happens quicker, if that makes sense. Versus like if you launched this during a time where we went hyper inflationary, your rewards would take you forever up until now to see like, oh, this is cool, you know, but it's actually positioned to happen during a time where you should see the price, you know, the price of Titanx should easily 5x and then 10x, based off the hyper deflationary that's going to take place, basically the end of November. So I'd look at it more long term, you know, getting my return on investment, because you're saying once you want to pull out, you burn the actual NFT and then you would get the what is it, like 10 billion element
Yeah,
back?
that
Not
yeah,
your 1 billion you burn. Okay.
exactly. Yeah, that the backing, the NFT backing is always there. You at any point you want to burn your NFT. Like the thing is when you burn your NFT, you're not getting any more rewards from then on out. So it's like that's another piece of the game, is like how long do you hold your NFT? You know, and if say, you know, the Titan X does 10x, you know, and then E280 does a 10x, your backing is now 10x in value. How many people are going to be cashing in on that and clicking that burn button and burning their NFT, getting those tokens? But every time they do that, that's making the NFTs deflationary. And now everybody else that's still holding their NFT, now they're getting a larger share of those reward pools because there's fewer NFTs to split that reward across.
Oh wow. So I see, like for me, I always love to play both sides of the fence. So I would go legendary amped for the short term, legendary amped for the long term. Meaning, like on the short term play, would see these rewards go up as far as ROI quicker because of the price appreciation that's going to take place soon because of everything that's happening within the Titanx ecosystem with the burning and the hyper deflationary on, you know, several of the assets that you're participating in. But then when the element 280 takes off, let's say I'm at 50% ROI, I could pull that out and sell it and be in profit right away, and you know, trade that back in the Titanx. So there's strategies, and you got to remember, I just woke up to this today, but it's cycling through my brain. So I'm gonna do
Right.
the 22 million to play both sides of the fence, 1-1. That's how I like to do things. But
Yeah, and
let's
if
see.
you want like to split it up at any way, like if instead of a legendary, you can mint 100 commons. It'd be the exact same cost, same amount of backing, the same rewards. But if you have 100 commons, then you can sell, you know, 10 commons here, 10 commons there. You can slowly sell off your NFTs, or I should say, burning them and selling the underlying tokens, while still holding others. You know, like if you burn a legendary, that whole legendary is gone. You know, whereas if you got 100 commons, you can burn pieces of like individual commons, and you still have some left over. So, lots of different ways. It's, you know, kind of like the Lego blocks. They're all equal. It's just really however you want to build your portfolio.
Yeah, I'm thinking like whales would do probably the strategy I'm doing. And even if you wanted to spend extra and get a third for the NFT for to just sell in the open market, because if you're that much in profit on a third, let's say like I added a third NFT, you can literally sell it probably at a discount where somebody would want to buy it, where you're still in profit because you got in early, and maybe this whale person didn't see the opportunity early on. It's like, hey, like I'll buy that element 280 because I'll be at instant profit, where I sold it at a discount because I'm in major profit because I burned Titan X before it did a 5 or 10x, right? So I can
Yeah,
sell it for a discount possibly down the road is how I would envision how to play this. Now we're talking three different areas, you know, one for the short term, one for the long term, and one for, hey man, I got this NFT. You want it? I'll give you a discount because I'm up, you know,
yeah.
because it
What's
will cost a lot more. Your Titan X that you're burning today, if just launched today, could be like 10x more in value doing it later. So the opportunity is 28 days to do it. Hopefully the price, you know, is still down where it's at, but Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you're good, man. I was just gonna add, even what I think is also cool is when you list this NFT on the marketplace, it's still earning rewards. And like, say it sits there for 2 weeks, and then someone goes in and buys it, they can immediately go and claim those 2 weeks worth of rewards that it's been accumulating while sitting on the marketplace. So like, there's that extra added value for that OTC trade, which I think is cool.
No, absolutely. And let me jump here because this is the reward pool and how that this will work, right? Am I at the right
Yeah,
as
yeah.
far as okay. So reward pool gets filled with element from two types of events. And that's from the early on buy and sell tax. So this is something that's building up for the rewards pool, or how does that work?
Yeah, so the first one, the buy sell tax. So during minting, that's actually going to be a 16% buy sell tax. But after that mint period, it's 4%. And so every buy sell on the market, a portion of that's going to get taxed and sent to NFT holders. And as far as like volume goes, now this is going to have, like I said, around 14 LPs at launch, and then more in the future as more projects come out. All of these LPs create a web, and that invites arbitrage bots to come in. So when DragonX goes up 10x, that E280 pool with DragonX goes up 10x, bots are going to buy up E280 from all the other LPs to sell onto that pool and equalize the price across all the LPs. But when they're doing that, they're paying a buy tax, they're paying the sell tax to equalize that price out, and that's going to NFT holders. So
Wow.
I don't want to say you're guaranteed volume, but like the chances of having higher volume on this token are going to be greater than a lot of these other tokens, just because think about the price action on 14 different tokens. They're constantly going to be going up and down in value, and creating arbitrage opportunities throughout all of those events.
I would imagine there's always going to be activity like ongoing. So there should be, not to give any guarantees because nothing's guaranteed in
Yeah.
crypto, but I think it's kind of obvious that this is going to be a pretty juicy reward pool since everything is good. The hype is not here yet, so it's here, but this is just like a small taste of the action we're going to get soon when it comes to buying and selling. So that makes me feel comfortable knowing that that's how it works, and bots just equalize things. So that's a cool feature, definitely.
Right. Yeah. Like the arbitrage bots, I've with Giannis, I've got this web of LPs on Pulse Chain, and I've sat there and watched them, and they make these trades at like 0.1% ROIs. Like because if they don't take that 0.1% ROI, somebody else will, and they'll miss out on that arbitrage opportunity. So like these bots that are buying and selling these tokens, they're doing it in a single transaction. So they don't care about what your token is. They're not going to care about what E280 is. They're just going to see a price difference on the LP and then want to buy it up on one and sell it on the other, and that equalizes the price. They do it in one transaction. They do it for fractions of a penny of profits. But when they do that, they're paying this tax, and they're not going to care because they're still in profit. They're going to be paying these NFT holders in the process without even knowing about the project, anything about it. They're just there to make a quick buck, and all the NFT holders are going to benefit from it.
I was thinking that in the back of my head too when you were discussing these bots, because last time I spoke to you on the X space about Giannis, and you were like, "Well, like when you add LP and you see the bots go to work, like it's interesting what's going on Pulse Chain." So you kind of took that idea and threw it on here because you make LP over there and you start to see the bots go to work. And if you don't do it right, they'll wreck you too, by the way. I've gone in there and instantly lost like $900. I was like, what did I do? And then I talked with somebody, they're like, no, you didn't LP it right. I was like, what do you mean? And so I went and I figured out what they do, and I go, okay, I know where I messed up, and I see how it works. So it's they're just ongoing on throughout the entire chain. And like you said, they don't care if they make tiny little profits. It's just because they do so many of them, like
Right.
consistently. So the fact that they're paying the taxes and all that, it's cool. So I definitely like that. Where are we at here as far as what the distribution is? That the
Just real
next
quick
phase?
back on the reward pool. There's
Mhm.
also, like I was mentioning, the second event is people burning their NFTs to claim the backing. There's a tax on that as well. And so when other people are burning their NFT to claim that, you're getting paid on that as well. So like as the NFTs are becoming more and more deflationary, you're profiting off of those as well. So it's to me it's a win-win for everybody.
Okay, so you're just to jump back really quick, so I can just paint the picture in my head here. Thomas Burns, my legendary amped NFT. So is it distributing to the pool this 10 billion that hasn't been burnt yet, or the element
No, like
280? Or
the element 280. So you're
okay.
burning that legendary NFT, you're collecting, there's that legendary NFT is backed by 10 billion element tokens. And so
Mhm.
when you burn it to claim that, it's going to charge you a 3% tax. So you're going to
Okay.
actually get uh, 9.97 billion tokens, and then that
Mhm.
other 3% is going into the reward pool to be distributed to the other NFT holders.
Okay. All right, so that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, so that is going to be probably something that people do later down the road, I would imagine, unless they want to completely get out because the price goes up and then they're in ROI
Right.
right away.
That's what
So
I'm saying. Like when,
Mhm.
when the prices of these tokens start going up, people are going to see that backing value, that USD value going up, and they're going to be enticed to hit that burn button because they want to just cash in on this pile of tokens that they've got. But every
Mhm.
time somebody does that, they're paying all the other people that have resisted that urge to click that burn button and collect those tokens.
It's the proof of weak hands will show,
Yes.
right? So
Yeah.
that's like a what do they call it, like a game theory, or something that's been around for a while, where you're gonna the person that lasts the longest will get the reap the benefit of the biggest reward.
Right.
So even between whales that have these amped NFTs, if you can last longer than them, the big payout at the end of the road is good for you, right? Because there's burning tokens, there's just distribution in the pool. It's a whole lot. So the long term play, like I said, that one side of the fence versus the other on short term and long term. In crypto, I get wrecked when I trade. I have good trades, but my long term bags always win,
Mhm.
always win, and they win big versus what I made, swing trading. So I'm excited about that because
Yeah.
the end of the road there's going to be people who see the money on the table. That just means more money in my pocket if I can hold. So
Right.
set it and forget it.
Yeah, and you're still earning, rewards that you're claiming every week, by holding this NFT. So it's not like you're just waiting to cash in on this NFT and not getting anything out of it for those 2 years or however long you're holding. Like you're still earning all along the way. So it's like you're diamond handing and getting rewarded for doing it. So
Mhm. And let me ask you, because like right now we're in a position where everyone feels like they don't have enough Titanx. So I think the biggest like selling point for anything right now is the ratio back to Titanx down the road is going to probably preserve, if not add more to your bag, is what we ultimately want to do.
right.
And that will increase what you can ratio back. Obviously, when everything moves together, Hart's law, we call it Jake's law in this ecosystem because we're paired with Titan X, right? So you got to think that even though you're spending the 10 billion Titan X for the, if you want a legendary, burning in a billion, the ratio back plus the additional rewards you earn, it it increases the ratio back. So it's just I'm looking at it as I'm not burning 1 billion. I'm going to get that back in the end, probably plus more, plus my 10 billion if the ratio works out. Which I think it should. It should be able to. I can't imagine that you would get less back. Would it make sense? Like I said, I don't want to promise. I know you don't either, but it wouldn't make sense to make that way, to think that way. I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
I personally think that yeah, the ratio is going to be strong on this because with every buy and sell, tokens are getting burned. You know, like this is going to be deflationary all on its own. Not even talking about our massive buy and burn that will, you know, we've seen what like Inferno has done, and if there's, you know, any indication, which, you know, obviously past performance does not indicate, you know, it doesn't guarantee future, but yeah, I think it's going to do very well.
Yeah, in my mind, it has to do well. I believe it's going to, because I do feel like I don't have enough Titanx. It's not something people are just throwing out there, and we're about to experience the unknown where I've never competed with smart contracts to buy tokens. I've competed player versus player, right? So when smart contracts keep buying and buying and buying, and there's so many protocols buying these tokens, like the scarcity of what's about to happen has never been seen. I think it's going to be really hard. So I'm my hand has been forced to play like the Hydras and the Hyper, and then something like this that really leverages everything. It's everything leveraged on Titanx put together here, so that I can get more Titanx. Because if not, then I just feel like I get more and more diluted. I don't know. That's like, you feel like you're getting diluted, you're not, but you just don't have enough. So if you want to double your bag, triple your bags, like I do, that's why I'm playing these. And the longer you can hold the rewards, even better as far as the NFTs. But to the distribution, or did you want to go to a different area, or is
Yeah,
it
no,
distribution?
yeah, this works.
Okay. All right. So give me the facts here on what the Titanx, what's going on with the Titanx distribution.
Yeah, first off, the first 200 billion Titanx that comes in, that's what's going to be used for LP creation. So the second that comes in, these LPs will be created and will go live. So the LPs will be live just a little after the mint phase starts. And a big thing that I like to point out is that 100% of Titanx that comes in is going to buy these ecosystem tokens. If you're counting Titanx itself as well. So it's very bullish for all of the ecosystem, and that's going to help out these flywheels, just like Hydra. It's going to be buying Hydra, and that's going to help pump the price of Hydra, which creates that higher ROI. That's going to entice more people to mine more Hydra. It's going to help fuel these flywheels of all of these individual projects, just because we're adding that extra buy pressure on every single project.
Oh wow! See, I didn't get this far.
Yeah.
Well, I might have just missed it. I know I read through everything was pretty short and sweet. So buy pressure on everything, and that's buy pressure on things that are already done minting. I see Inferno.
Right.
That's completely done minting. Dragon X, you can't mint it. It's going to be burned. So that's burning Dragon X. That, like you said. So yeah, it's helping everything. That's super bullish. Wow. Even to the smallest things too, like Pulsar just launched. I don't know what's going on with Pulsar. I need to take a deep dive into that. It's been a while, but that's there.
They're definitely misunderstood. It's hard. They're probably one of the hardest projects to comprehend what they're building and what they're doing. I see a lot of people completely confused.
I participated in their projects that were like, identical to what they're doing here. And it's advanced user stuff. The timing and everything can be really difficult. And then when you don't know what you're doing, you could end up losing money. But this will help them. And if you want a piece of that action, I guess you're gonna get that involved with the NFTs here. So that's a good, that'll that helps everybody, not just,
Yeah. Yeah, and
Titanx.
Pulsars, they're sending Titanx to the Dragon X vault and the Helios treasury. So they're supporting some of these core protocols in Titanx as well. And that's one thing I really like about the ecosystem is the amount of collaboration. Flux, they're sending Titanx to the Helios treasury. So it's like they're benefiting us, and with E280 we'll be buying and burning Flux off the market. Like it's, to me, where else in crypto do you see these types of collaborations?
No, you don't. You really don't. It's every, man for himself, every project for themselves. This is a complete unity within the ecosystem. So I mean, yeah, I wonder why Jake likes it so much because it really is just it's doing all these things, but it's very simple for the user because right now the ecosystem needs more users on a daily basis, man. The more users come in, these flywheels start to speed up, and when they speed up, they catch fire and they burn the tokens all around them. So,
Right. And that's exactly what this project does is you don't have to understand all of the tokenomics of all these projects. You just hit the easy button. You mint an NFT, you hold some tokens, whatever you prefer. And that's supporting all of these projects and all of their individual flywheels. And that's, helping them boost their own price of their own tokens, which E280 is built on top of. So we're supporting them while they're supporting us. Like the circular effect is just so strong on this.
Yeah, I definitely love it. I think it's going to be an important element to the onboarding system because it doesn't get any easier than this across the board, and you get the best of all worlds. And yeah, that's incredible, man. I don't know how long you've been working on this for, but the last time we talked, I know you're working on it, but you really put some extra thought to it. So I appreciate that. You're a very unique builder. Am I speaking too fast? Do I need to stay on the distribution page?
No, you are totally good. The
Okay.
LP creation, it just kind of goes in depth how, like, the process of it, but it's not really
Mhm.
as important for the end user.
Okay.
We can just really jump to the buy and burn, which to me is like super bullish for the token, for the entire ecosystem.
Mhm.
So like this, everybody loves buy and burns, right? This project's gonna have 14 buy and burns out the gate. So you'll be able to, like, basically we will distribute all the Titanx that comes in, and we will allocate them to all of these ecosystem, and we'll just call them like an ecosystem pool. Like, say Helios gets 10% allocation. That means 10% of all of the Titanx that comes in is going to go towards the Helios pool. And then say Dragon X gets 10%, 10% would go to Dragon X. And then, so you go to the buy and burn page and you'll see all the ecosystem tokens. You'll see Helios and you'll go, okay, you click that burn button. So what is it actually doing? It's taking the Titanx, and it'll be a set cap per interval, a cap per swap and an interval time, just like your regular buy and burn. So you'll be able to click it like once an hour or whatever. But you click the button, and let's just say it takes 1 billion Titanx. It's going to use that 1 billion Titanx to market buy Helios off the market. And then 10% of what it gets, it's burning off the top. So like we're adding that deflationary aspect to the underlying ecosystem tokens. All these tokens in the ecosystem, we are burning. We're directly supporting all of them. And then another 80% goes on to, so you buy the HLX, you burn 10% of that, and the 80% of that goes on to buy and burn element 280. So think about, like, let's use Baby Dragon X as an example. Say you click the Baby Dragon X buy and burn. It's going to take Titanx, and it's going to buy Dragonx because that's the only way you can get there. So there's buy pressure, and that's when you make that buy on Dragonx, it's going to pump Dragonx, it's going to pump baby Dragonx, it's going to pump E280. And then from there, you're taking that Dragonx and then buying baby Dragonx. Now you're pumping baby Dragonx a second time, and you're pumping E280 a second time. And then we burn some of that baby Dragonx right there. And then we go on to make a third buy to E280. So now E280 has gotten a pump 3 times. One buy button of baby Dragonx is going to pump E280 3 times in one click, and then burn all of those tokens. So this is where like the bonded liquidity pairs just really go bonkers, because this is like leverage on leverage on leverage. This is going to be a layer 3 and a layer 4 token across the ecosystem. Like
that's just crazy.
Yeah. And so same with Hydra, you got to buy Dragonx. So like with Dragonx specifically, we're supporting AwesomeX, Hydra, Baby Dragonx. All of those tokens will be going through the Dragonx pair. So like that bonded liquidity, through Dragonx is, going to work as intended. And so there's going to be a ton of buy pressure on that project, and then all the projects built on top of it. But you've got E280 on top of all of those. So it's going to be experiencing like even more of a leveraged play than, like any of those tokens going up, E280 is going to go up even more on every one of these buys. Mm-hmm. And then you've got like all the stuff that's built on Inferno, Flux. When you click that Flux buy and burn, it's going to buy Inferno. And then from Inferno, buy Flux. And then from Flux, buy E280. So again, you're getting a triple buy on the market for E280 with one click of a button.
And just so people are clear too, they don't have to participate in the NFTs. They can buy Element 280 off the market, just so people are not confused, right? Okay.
Yes, you can, during the 28-day mint phase, you can mint tokens. If you don't care about the NFTs, you can just mint tokens. And also, just to clarify, there's no tax on minting. So there's that buy sell tax, but if you're minting these tokens, you're not getting taxed.
Okay.
Even more of a reason to be minting these during that. But once that mint phase is over, now you're forced to get them on the market if you want to participate, and that's where things really start to get interesting with all of the burning that's going on. And this is, like I said, 90% buy and burn. This is massive. That's a ton of Titanx getting re-injected into buying all of these ecosystem tokens. We're adding buy pressure to every token on Titanx. And then on top of that, additional buy pressure on the E280 token. And then, of course, burning it, creating that deflationary aspect.
I'm really like blown away about everything that the utility behind it's massive. It's not like it just starts and stops at Titanx. It's like the entire build on Titanx is being supported. And then you got Element 280, because long story short, I used to flip the JPEGs, right? The Bored Apes. I made a lot of money in crypto doing that. It's probably one of my best investments I ever did. I never thought that there would be like a day where I'd be like, I'm going to buy this NFT, but it's going to have so much utility, because they never have had utility. They've tried over the years, and every idea to add utility to an NFT just dies, right? Yeah. But in this case, it's being backed by a token that's and a system that's supporting all of Titanx. So like this is like the first NFT I will be involved with that has a true like backing and a real like successful like ecosystem. So it's different. So I'm excited because I think, man, I made a lot of money on JPEGs. Imagine what I could do with this. So my brain's like just going crazy right now on strategy and different things, because I mean, I don't see opportunities like this very often, especially with NFTs, and people love NFTs. right? If you just explain to them, you buy this NFT, this is the millions of dollars that are circulating on all these flywheels. You can get a piece of the action, and with all the buy and burns and the prices should go up and all that. It's a very like you not only onboard people that like NFTs, but you give them a first time ever experience with this. And it's exciting because now they can actually speculate on something beyond, this monkey picture is going to be worth 100K because this metaverse is coming out and we're getting these airdrops and all that. It's just really unique. So it's exciting to see this all put together. How long have you been working on this one for? I'm just curious. How long?
It's been a couple of months. So we actually had this idea even longer, and it really kind of just fell apart. Like it seemed like a really great idea up front, and like as we were building it out, we were kind of going one direction, and it felt like we were getting further away from this great idea, and then we just kind of shelved it. And then a few weeks later, we came back to it, and I was like, let's take another look at it, and we kind of turned it around and redirected it back to the original vision, and like it all just came together just perfectly. And it just, looking at the diagram, the flow charts of what we were building, it was like this, yes, this is amazing. Like I see this working all the way around. There's so many ways to play this that can cater to every type of user. If you don't like the NFTs, you can play just with the tokens. If you're a short-term player, you can mint and sell into the buy and burn and make those short-term gains if you want. But when you're doing that, you're paying this tax that's going to the long-term holders that are just earning rewards. Like every which way you go, there's a way to win this game, and there's a way to benefit in a lot of these different strategies. Like to me, it's very unique, and I'm bullish on the whole Titanx ecosystem. Like this is your way to participate in all of them without having to deep dive into every single one. You just mint the NFT and hold it, and you're absorbing that price action of every other token, and it's cap supply, deflationary. Like that's something else that everybody loves. Everybody loves a deflationary token. So
you gotta add the share button like the miners do, so everyone can go flex their NFTs. I have this thing like on my X where I go and I say, I post the picture of my miner and I say, hey, Merry Christmas to my future self, because I did that with Titanx. I made like 25 miners to come out on Christmas Day, and it was like a huge payout for me. And I was excited about it because they were still a good, beefy ROI. So I'm making miners for Hydra right now and Hyper to come out on Christmas Day, Christmas Eve. And I'm working on New Year's coming up soon when that's available. But I know what I'm going to get myself also for Christmas. It's going to be an Element 280 NFT. Maybe I'll get some for the kids too as well, because by that time, things are going to be completely different from today.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people mention that they would mint these NFTs to give to family members because it's super simple. Like you can just send them that NFT, and now they don't have to manage anything. Like they're just, it's like being a part of the entire ecosystem without having to sit there and manage all your miners and your stakes and all the buys and sells of all these tokens. It's just buy and hold and you're set.
I already made up in my mind because I managed my brother-in-law's crypto account for him direct for the past year. He's going to have an Element 280 NFT, and he has Titanx miners, and he'll ask about it here. Oh, what's going on with Titanx? I'm hearing things, and I'm going to let him know, like, I got you something for Christmas. So if you don't do anything, you can open it, look on it in Christmas, and if everything is where you like it, you can cash out, do whatever you want. Always give them that option. But I think looking at where we're at as far as the prices, I think that and this is speculation, right? At the very least, by Christmas Day, everything going into effect, the Element 280, like I said, out the doors, like a $7,200 investment. It could literally be $35,000 to make that by Christmas if the ecosystem, as far as Titanx 5X. And that's being very conservative, considering at the end of the month in November, it's going to go hyperdeflationary. So that's just being like over conservative of 5X. And you never know. We could wake up and one day the V1 just starts buying the heck out of it. You know, we don't know when that's going to happen. That's in the back pocket. So you can get one of these now for cheap while we're what do we got? 2 more days of trillion Titanx coming out. It's the best time to be buying Titanx. Not financial advice. I'm speaking to myself and speaking to you, dude, if you want to listen. But um, then it just starts to just die off. We're not going to have those trillion token supply minting phases. You know, it's just a beautiful thing. Let me jump to this question though, because I haven't been going to the chat, but this person's asking me a question. I think it's important if they're looking to invest. He wants to know: can you use any token to get in, or only Titanx?
It's priced in Titanx, but you can use ETH as well. So if you're new to the ecosystem, you don't even hold Titanx, you know, it will accept ETH, but not any of the ecosystem tokens. Just ETH and Titanx.
There you have it. There you have it. And I just want to make sure we answered that question. So,
and then also, while we're on this page, you know, you see it down at the bottom there, Helios Treasury 4%. That's the Helios Treasury is going to be accumulating all of these ecosystem tokens. We will be accumulating the Dragon X and the Hydras, Hypers, all of them. So that'll be lots of fun for the Helios community. Like, what do we do with these tokens? How do we support the HLX community with all of them? You know, and if you know anything about Helios, we're building these treasuries. We've got our Titanx staked treasury, which is over $500,000 in USD value. You know, we're looking at getting, last I checked, it was like $180,000 on the 369 payout. 70% of that, which is going to buying and burning HLX. So putting all these other ecosystem tokens in our treasury will help keep Helios relevant, you know, because if any of these tokens do well, we're holding a piece of that, you know, and our treasuries will grow with the ecosystem.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I'm really happy for you, man, because you kept building, and I know, like, just for anybody else that built during the time when the Titan X price started going down, you guys had the day when you launched, gas fees were crazy. Yeah. So you've gone through a lot as far as learning, and you know, just timing's everything. So you had with Helios probably the worst time to launch, to be honest. Gas fees with ETH. Titanx going down because it's hyperinflationary. But then the flip side, you stuck to it and you kept building. Now we have the perfect time to launch this. So you got complete like 360 on timing. So I'm happy that that's working out for you, because you've been one of my favorite builders in the ecosystem, and just like a real like when I invest in things, like I don't just invest in the projects, I invest in the team. You know, I'm putting my money and my investment on like the face. You know, you're doxed, you seem trustworthy, you're a good person. My experience with you is good, right? And that's no matter what, everyone's got a customer and their project when they invest, and somebody's happy and you give them a good experience. I'm still happy with Helios at this point with all my investments. Things have turned around since Titanx has gone back up after, even the day 280 came. And so now I'm like more than happy to go into this, because now I see, okay, that was a bad start because of the timing, but the timing's perfect. So Helios will benefit from that also with the success of this project, just like everybody else in the ecosystem will benefit. So it's exciting. It's funny how the universe works, right?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you first for all the kind words. I really appreciate it. But like it was, I don't want to call it a disaster launch. Like the ETH gas fees were insane, and it definitely stopped a lot of people from participating. Like who's starting $100 miner when the gas fee was $150? Like, nobody's doing that. So, but down the road, we're on day 217. I feel like it's gonna really work out to our benefit, because the supply of HLX is tiny. Let me go to the stats real quick. liquid 580 billion, like liquid HLX. We're less than a 1 trillion token. Like
That's nothing.
there's nothing. There's nothing.
Wow.
And then think about 180K of ETH coming into our treasury. Like that's massive. It's massive. And then think about like what element 280 is going to bring to the table for Helios. It's massive. Like we're such a small token that you just it'll be very interesting to watch when this happens.
I'm looking at it right now. I'm in the Mike Dean Premium account, which I'll put the link in the description for anybody that's interested in that. He has like the premium edition of his Titanx hub, and it shows all the stats. And I was looking at this the other day when we had originally spoke on X when we were trying to plan this out. And I was like, let me look at this. I haven't looked at any Helios stats, in a while. Like I don't even know where I could have seen them. Maybe they're on the dashboard somewhere. I never, noticed. But yeah, there's under 1 trillion tokens. Look at going into next year. It's laughable. This is really, really low numbers. So anything that's going to elevate that as far as buying what element 280 does for this is going to really, really help you out. So
the buy pressure, the burning of HLX, the adding to our treasuries. There's so many things that E280 is going to bring. And again, there's an E280 / HLX LP. Like there's so many things that I think is gonna be beautiful. A lot of people are sleeping on it, and that's okay. Like it's one of those things. Like when the green candles show up, they'll come back. They'll remember what the OG project. I mean, you go to Titan, like the homepage on Titan Hub. Like I think we're like number 5, just in total amount of Titanx locked up. We're in the 5 spot.
Yeah, let me take a look here. I'll bring it up on my. I always go to the Titanx site because they're on the stat page there. Looks like you guys are ranked number 4. Number 4 for total Titanx in the smart contract. Looks like Titanx burned. It shows the amount you have here, staked. So you guys are a big contribution. You're only below Hyper. It goes DragonX, Hydra, Hyper, and then Helios. For overall stats between what you have, what you've burned, what you staked, and what you've locked up as far as LP and Titanx locked. So that's a big player, and your platform has been a huge contribution to the ecosystem. Most people wouldn't know that unless they looked at this stat page and realized, like, look where your ranks at. You're literally below Hyper. Everything else comes below that. And I think you're humble and kind enough to even go as far as in this ecosystem. You didn't have to add Baby Dragon X or Jake X, but like you're going to revive those communities. They're going to love you for that because this is going to help everything, man. And even Pulsar that has yet to come out and really prove itself. It has the idea, but everybody's included, and I think that's really awesome. You're going to help everybody get a boost, and hey, everyone needs a little help, a little bit of a helping hand in this ecosystem, especially when everything is meant to help Titanx ultimately. So.
Right. I was just gonna say it's mostly like a let me help you help me type of situation. Like that's what a lot of these projects are doing. They're helping you help themselves in some form, and it's like again, you don't see that anywhere else in crypto. Like the amount of collaborations that go on here. So I'm super happy to be like this project. I feel like is just an amazing idea. I'm so excited to be building this. Launch is in like 9 days, 19 hours. I can't wait. I'm playing with the UI right now. I'm minting NFTs, and like the UI looks so beautiful. The NFTs are awesome. Like I'm so bullish. Of course, the founder would say that, right? So I'll give you that caveat. But
I'm not the founder. I'm extremely excited and bullish on it. And I'm looking at it like the bigger picture because I got people that are in my community right now. They just had like huge win on like meme tokens like Nero CTO. I called it at $1 million. It went to $500 million market cap from a 1 million to 500 million. So these people are going like, what's Titanx? And they're doing that with other tokens. And I'm like, okay, well, Titanx is this, you got this and that. Now I could say, hey, like the entire ecosystem is really complex, but if you want a piece of the action and something that's going to benefit everything, and you just got to buy this NFT and let it sit, and here's where you can see your value and how it works. It's more simplified, and it leverages them on the entire ecosystem that's about to blow up. So now I can onboard these meme token people who have capital, and I got a guy who just told me yesterday I made $500,000 on that call. So I've been watching your Titanx videos. I'm like, and then I told him, oh, check out Dragonix. But these are people that are making money right now on the breach of a bull market. So a lot of money can come into Titanx. But the thing that's going to be the big hurdle is just the complexity. So this is like, hey, let's start here. And once you're here, once you do some homework and you figure out what's going on, maybe you can go and get into each individual project if you want. But there's so many of them. When you can just right here get everything at your fingertips, get a piece of all the action, and it helps everybody. So I'm definitely going to point them here, which I wanted to just make sure, because I just say, hey man, go to their social media site. So you do got a Twitter page, right?
Yeah,
I'm looking at this as your Twitter page. So I'll lead everybody come to at Element 280 on X, and I don't know if my let's take a look here. I don't know why my page is not working. Maybe I got logged out. Oh, there we go. So you're pretty active here on post, and then you do got looks like a Telegram group too as well, right?
Yeah. The Telegram's joined with the Helios ecosystem. So we're instead of having a separate Telegram for Giannis and like all these projects, like we're just trying to keep it all in one house, so you're not having to flip through 5 different channels.
Perfect. So yeah, I'll post that to I'll put that in the description of the video, update that on YouTube, and I want people to be able to find you to go answer questions, Telegram, follow you on Twitter. Other than that, I feel like we covered everything, but is there anything we left out that you want to mention? Or
again, I just want to point out that they don't even need Titanx for this. If they're a completely new user and they made a bunch of ETH off of whatever meme token, they can just slide some ETH right in directly into this project and not even have to worry about anything else. It all gets done, taken care of in the background through the smart contracts. You just mint the NFT and then hold it. And then also, while you're holding this NFT and you're earning the E280 rewards and you're earning these tokens, and then say you start looking into the ecosystem and you're like, oh man, I really like Helios. Well, you can sell your E280 tokens directly for Helios. Like there's going to be a direct LP for every one of these tokens. So like you can go into specific projects that you like, if you want to add to your position on any specific project, you can do that with ease with a direct pair. So
perfect, man. Perfect. So yeah, I'm real excited about this. As far as launch dates or anything like that, is that something you're don't know yet? Or are you going to reveal it at some point, or just stay in the Telegram group and wait?
No, people are going to want to know that. We have announced it's pinned at the top of our Twitter, October 12th, 13 UTC.
Ooh, 10 days? Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay. We are coming up close. Specifically 9 days, 19 hours, 21 minutes. If you go to the TitanXHub.com, there's a countdown timer with links to all of our our white paper, our Telegram, Twitter, all that good stuff.
Wow. Okay. So I got 10 days. Well, all right. Yeah. I pretty much thinking I got today and tomorrow to start to accumulate Titanx, because I feel like in the next couple of days, it's going to start moving. Not financial advice. That's just what I speculate. That's just what the universe is telling me. Because I don't want to buy the Titanx on 10, 12, because this is going to have a lot of hype. A lot of people are going to be buying it that day. And I think the prior days too, because of where we're transitioning. If you go look, it's all in the Dune analytics, so you guys can go see where Titanx is heading right now as far as the inflation, and then the day 369 is happening for Dragon X. This is going to be a very, I feel like the ball starts moving mid-October all the way to the end of November. We're going to see some crazy price action. And I want my Element 280 NFT to be cheap, so I got to prepare for that now, and then we'll wait. But I'd like to thank you, man, for joining me today. I would love to invite you back after the launch happens, because I think after the launch happens, there's going to be, the dust will settle. We'll know what's happening. Everything will be in motion. And then from there, it's just, getting more exposure and talking about it. So I'd love to, see what happens after the product's finished and released to the public. And we can, chat again on another live stream, maybe like in a month or so, whenever, you have time.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for having me. It'll be very interesting to watch the stats, how many NFTs are getting minted, watching the buy and burn, the 14 buy and burns we've got, watching those in action and seeing how many ecosystem tokens we're burning, how many E280 tokens we're burning. It'll be really interesting to watch.
I already know I'm going to get 3 of the top legendary. That's for me personally. That's going to be, I told you my strategy and what I'm going to do. Yes. So that's going to be, what is it, like 33 billion Titanx burned from just one person. So there's going to be a lot of Titanx being utilized. Going to be exciting. But again, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you. Thank everybody for joining. Don't forget to pound the like button. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, like button on X as well. Hashtags, all that good stuff. And till next time, we'll do it again. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks.
Lady of the Faucet, just get it.
It's hard to walk, it's hard to walk. Back to riches, back to riches. It's hard to walk, it's hard to walk. Back to riches, back to riches. It's hard to walk, it's hard to walk. Back to riches, back to riches. It's hard to walk, it's hard to walk. Back to riches, back to riches.
Got my call from the R2R. Farmers going up, Brody, check the chart. In the loots, buying all these plots. Thomas G and Mike got the chat on lock. With a drip and pause. Got these dogs and pigs and farm me, I'm ready to score. Got me a bag of the rich and hard, I think I need more. Group got me in the wave, now I'm swimming the shore. I'm up to the core.
It's hard to walk, it's hard to walk. Back to riches, back to riches. It's hard to walk, it's hard to walk. Back to riches, back to riches. It's hard to walk, it's hard to walk. Back to riches, back to riches. It's hard to walk, it's hard to walk. Back to riches, back to riches.